Let's get comfortable. Welcome back to Terror Takeover, your one-stop shop for all things creepy, disgusting, and horrifying. I'm your host,
Yes.
Crow,
And I'm Char.
and we are currently in Char's apartment. I came to
Yes.
visit,
Yay.
and we
So
just got
happy.
back from a night out of having a couple of cocktails.
Yes,
So
yes. We found a cute little spot out
we
in
did.
Chinatown and we loved it. It
did.
was so good. So really
Yeah.
happy.
Tell them what you got. Oh, and we got Charlotte's cat, but she
Yes.
is loving the
I
microphone
love
cable.
interruptions from another third member, our cat.
Yeah.
I had to train her like Elvis for real.
Like Elvis?
From MFM. My
Oh,
favorite
Elvis
murder.
was the dog or a cat?
The cat.
Oh my
They'd be
gosh,
like,
I can't
Elvis, want a
even
cookie?
remember.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
cat.
yes.
But baby's not quite that friendly.
Oh my gosh.
She's
She's
more like,
friendly, but
want to go
she's
outside? She
she's
is friendly. I
unhinged.
shouldn't lie on her. She's very sweet.
Yeah.
But she just does what she wants to do at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, she does. She's super cute. If she comes around, which I'm sure she will in the middle of the episode because we're just sitting here talking, she's going to be like, what the hell are you guys doing? Then we'll show her.
Yeah.
For the lucky people that are actually watching and not just listening. So, which we love our listeners too. Yeah, we went to some spot that was like a cocktail bar.
Yes.
And it was clear that everybody that was working was like drunk as shit because they
Yes.
were like taking forever to like get us our stuff and like, which is
Literally.
fine. I mean, we're not like Karens or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it was definitely a vibe.
it was funny as fuck.
Everyone
Yeah.
in there was drunk. I'm like,
Yeah.
golly, the air is full of liquor in this place.
The first lady that came up and she was like asking us what we wanted to drink. I was like,
all right.
at first I was thinking maybe it was like a language barrier thing,
Yeah.
but then it was clear. I was like, she's drunk as shit.
Man, then we never saw her again either. She was like, I'm good.
Yeah, she said, actually, let me chill.
Let me go sit down.
She came up and she wanted to like ask you or something or tell you something or whatever, and then she just went "La, la," and she started like laughing about like, oh, I don't know what I was just saying, and I was like,
I'm like,
okay, maybe you should
I don't know either.
maybe you should go take a break, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go have a seat
go
in the back.
chill.
No, we had a couple drinks too, so we're feeling a little loosey goosey. We're feeling good.
Feeling chill.
We're having a moment.
Yes. Listen to slow jams.
We listened to slow jams.
Yes.
Mad City.
Yes.
Lifestyles. Is it
Yeah.
lifestyles or lifestyle? Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug, you
Yes,
know.
I forgot that was
Free
his name.
Jump. Yes. Girl, I'll never forget. Please.
Well,
and
we
this
had a
house
lot
is not
of
a home.
Yes, and some Luther Vandross for all my Luther Vandross fans.
Taking it way back. For the old heads listening.
Yes.
You know?
We were just talking about that commercial that used to play. Oh my gosh, I just realized I don't have any makeup on, but that's okay. We're chilling and vibing.
Yeah, we're just two girlies at home.
For the people that are, I guess, like 90s babies, like they used to have that commercial that would play constantly, and it was like something like Lifetime's 50 greatest love songs or some shit like that.
Greatest love songs of all time.
Yes.
With some deep voice announcer.
Yeah, like who is this person? But anyway, and it was Michael Bolton, like Celine Dion, Luther Vandross, Heart, all that stuff, and that commercial is iconic. Like I watch it, I rewatch it regularly. Oh my gosh, I forgot that we can actually like share a screen on here now. Well, if I had it ready, then I would have done it.
Yes,
but
next time
we'll do it. Next time you guys will see it. Yeah, maybe we'll like pop a little snippet in. But anyway, iconic. We were just talking about how the new trailer for MaXXXine came out.
Finally,
she looks amazing,
gorgeous, stunning.
It looks like she's the killer, right? Like that's what they're implying.
You think so?
Well, so there was like a part where okay, let's start from the top. Basically, it's showing her in, I think,
in the 80s
Hollywood.
in Hollywood, yeah.
In 80s Hollywood. And actually, I will admit from the trailer, like, I wasn't, like, super stoked about Halsey being in it. Like, I'm not, like, a huge Halsey person, but
yeah, I mean,
her character was, like, cute. Like,
yeah, she was like this cute little...
But she had, like, a New York accent,
yes,
which I didn't understand.
I was taken away. I was like, who is this?
Maybe she was supposed to be from New York, but
I guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah, she had, like, a hardcore accent. Yeah. It was funny.
But it was cute. So that's what all the dead girls in Hollywood say, or whatever the fuck. It was funny. But anyway... and basically MaXXXine is an aspiring actress, and up until this point, as far as we can tell from the trailer, the only thing that she's known for so far is like adult films, basically, because she's an adult film actress. If you've seen X, then you know a little bit about her backstory already.
Yes.
And she's trying to make it in like actual Hollywood movies. And there was like a part where they mentioned something about like this person. I can't remember exactly what she implied that she was like basically killing everybody.
Oh,
it seemed to me.
Well, yeah. The people around her think that because you know everyone around her is just like you know dying and stuff, and then obviously they're like some guy like asked her like, or she's like, I have this big secret, but you know, can I trust you? Can I tell you? And it's like, well, what the hell is it, woman? But I thought it was going to be because she technically is a killer. Like, you know, I mean, no spoilers, I guess. But if you saw X, like, obviously shit went left.
To be fair, it shows it at the beginning. Everybody's dead.
Yeah. So it's like, well, damn, everything's like, so she definitely has like this dark past that's kind of following her.
Yeah.
So yeah, the movie kind of like implies that it's like coming along with her, but at the same time, the Night Stalker is like a big part of the movie as well.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yes.
Yes. So there's like a ton. Holy shit, you just like reminded me. There's like a ton of references in it.
Yes. The pentagrams reference on people's bodies and everything, and I think he's like in the news and stuff. Like watch out for the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. It's like one of the announcer guys. Like he's like raging through the movie. So
there's another like part where like they make like a reference. We should totally like. Okay, we're gonna watch the trailer because we can.
Yes, we're gonna watch the MaXXXine trailer live. Drunk as hell. Let's talk about how much we love it.
Yeah. MaXXXine. Your agent tells us you're quite a popular name in adult film and entertainment. Is that correct? I'm curious, did you always want to be in that line of work?
I always wanted to be famous.
Period. Absolutely, queen.
If you need to read off the sides we gave you, just go ahead, all right?
I know the lines.
She said, watch out,
turns
bitch.
to the camera and through her trauma, addresses the lens directly.
I want to see this scene. I know she just starts screaming at
Got to.
Name 5 celebrities who got their start in horror movies.
Jamie Lee Curtis, John Travolta, Demi Moore, Brooke Shields, and
MaXXXine fucking name.
I don't like walking out here with a freaking Night Stalker guy on the loose.
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker is terrorizing Los Angeles.
I can handle myself.
So said every third girl in Hollywood.
MaXXXine. I'm a private detective. I had to find you.
Is that Kevin Bacon?
Yes. I think he's in it too.
My employer.
I you recognize him, please.
Fast.
Yeah, the Bates Motel shit. Like, what the fuck?
I know. I'm like,
Tragically, another victim of the Night Stalker.
I knew 3 people who were murdered in 3
Like,
days.
is she supposed to be the Night Stalker?
Right.
What are you hiding, MaXXXine?
If I tell you something, we've got confidentiality.
What'd you do?
What's his name?
I don't know.
Defining role of your career.
There's a lot of familiar faces.
She's so pretty. I love her. Oh my god.
Yes.
I intend to.
Oh yeah.
MaXXXine.
You're a fucking movie star.
Yeah. Always says it, I swear.
Yeah.
Always. I'm literally.
What is it? July?
It's July 4th. I don't know why they said coming soon, or like maybe not. It might be the 5th, but it's like that 4th of July weekend for
maybe
sure.
Maybe they wanted some like freedom to like kind of
move it around.
Yeah. Like, oh my god. Oh,
what do you think of the blonde wig and like the beauty mark?
The beauty mark was in X, right?
I don't know if I don't remember it or like what,
yeah,
but it must have been.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't know.
I'm thinking of the freckles. Yeah, I think maybe you're right. The birthmark might be a new thing.
Well, it's an interesting choice to take it.
Did she get like hit in the face?
I think they just wanted to make them all like slightly different, but not that different, you know, because Pearl's not quite the same as MaXXXine, but you know they're all the same person.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the blonde hair. I don't know.
I know. It's a little strange. It's a little wild, but I get it. The 80s, everyone had to have big, long, beautiful blonde hair. So
yeah, and it was like glamour, like to the max. I can't imagine like if they tried to like give her like her, but the hair. I mean, in the last one was just so
absolutely.
Her hair in X was like such a vibe. It was so sick.
Man.
So
and that stellar blue eyeshadow.
Yes.
Makeup looks, but she was giving looks here too.
Oh, she was, and it was a bunch of different looks too.
Absolutely.
I'm so curious to know like where they're gonna go with all of it. Like, there's so much different stuff going on.
Yes, that whole trailer, like, it really didn't give away that much. You know, like you just saw cuts and scenes and bits and pieces, but you still don't know what the real plot is.
It was a lot, but it was like, what connects all of this? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it was very much like teasers and snippets. I'm so pumped.
I'm totally stoked.
Ty
I'm
West
like,
is
super
doing
excited.
it. I'm like, yay! A24. I was getting worried about them, thinking they're starting to fall off, but they might. I really was, but you know, they're hopefully they'll bring it back with this. And I still haven't seen American Civil War, but it's definitely on my list to see.
Well, Nosferatu also at the end of the year is gonna be A24. I think it's Robert Eggers, right?
Yes. I think it'll be pretty sick. So
it's gonna be sick.
They got to now before they get ran out of here by Neon Rated for real.
I know, right? I'm super stoked.
Oh my god. What did you think of we don't have to get into it all the way, but what did you think? You saw Late Night with the Devil. I saw Immaculate recently. So.
I did. Yes. Oh my gosh. Late Night with the Devil was everything I was hoping for it to be. Definitely. So we talked about it a little bit in the past. But basically the entire idea of the movie is that it's supposed to be like this filming of this like 70s talk show. And they really did a good job of capturing that, in my opinion. The actors and actresses were amazing. The lady that played this like the psychologist kind of lady. I don't know her name, but she was phenomenal. I was like shocked. Like she really did an incredible job.
That's incredible.
Rent was due. She was killing it. David Dast, and I said his name so wrong last episode, but it's like Das Malchian or something. But I said like Dalmatian or something, whatever.
No, it's okay.
He did a really good job as well.
Yeah.
I think that they did a really good job building backstory without like doing too much. Like it wasn't like, I don't know. It just wasn't over the top.
That's good.
And everything tied in together really well. And it was really cool. There was like one scene that was like supposed to be the climax part that I thought like looked a little weird and like kind of awkward, but it was a great movie. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Nice.
That's like the skeptic in me. I always have to find something about it that's imperfect, but it was an incredible movie.
That.
Like I would say like solid 8 or 9 out of 10.
Awesome.
Really enjoyed it. And it's exciting to see, I guess like company, or I don't know what you'd say, like production companies like Shudder doing big things and reaching like the massive market.
Absolutely. Shudder's been on the market for a while too.
They did great. Yeah. Highly recommend. I enjoyed it.
There's a lot of controversy about like the whole there's an AI scene in there. Could you even tell?
I think I know which scene was the AI.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's that one awkward scene.
Oh, okay.
It was just strange. Yeah.
Man, I see that. I feel like it's just inevitable. Like I obviously was not a big AI fan, and now I'm on ChatGPT every night. Like, tell me my life. So it happens. But as long as there's still like, obviously, it wasn't the whole movie. It wasn't like, you know. I think that if anything, it was mostly just like in the background anyway. But of course, it's on my list to see. That and Monkey Man and those are like my next big moves for real. But I don't think that, you know, any of these people involved would like choose to just be like, I'm just going to phone it in with AI, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
As long as it doesn't get like run away super bad, then I still support it. But
absolutely,
I'm still pumped about that movie as well. I love that we're all like going back in time and doing like 70s, 80s. Like, yes,
they did a great job. Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to see Immaculate too. Like, how was that?
It was really good. It was good. It wasn't like super scary, like terrifying to me, but I was still really impressed with it. I feel like they did a great job of just like taking all these characters and putting them in this like really dark, really kind of odd space. And it was really interesting to me. It was kind of like, I was expecting it to be like a possession movie kind of, or like, so I'm like, oh, baby, and whatever, Immaculate. No, not really. No, it's more like, so basically they have this like convent that Sydney Sweeney's character joins. And it's like for all these women and they're just kind of like hanging out there, but they all have these mysterious marks on their bodies. And you find out later that they're like, trying to bring back Jesus Christ, essentially, via immaculate conception in a way.
Oh, wow.
So Sydney's character becomes like this. I hope I'm not giving away too much of the movie, but she's just like someone that ends up becoming this like character. They're all trying to like keep her at the convent, and she's like trying to get out and everything. You kind of see how that goes, but it's really excellent. There's a lot of people speaking in Italian, which I thought was cool. I mean, I'm like, okay, no one's gonna like get into the language and everything, but they really build out the world. And I didn't get it during the promos when they were like, show us your best scream and you can win, whatever. But at the end of the movie, Sydney like goes full blown scream queen, like blood curdling scream for a while. And I was like, I love a good scream. Like she had drool running out of her mouth, like teeth, fucking like, man, it was a weeping and a moaning and gnashing of teeth for real. Like she crushed it, honestly.
Oh my God. I want to see it so bad.
I enjoyed it. Like I definitely like, but I don't even need a movie to be like balls to the wall scary, although I can obviously appreciate one, but it was definitely unsettling. It was definitely unique, I would say. Like I went in having full expectations and none of them were like met because it was just a totally different story. So, but it was well done. And I love seeing Sydney in like a scary moment. I know she wasn't the only person in the movie. Lots of the side characters were really good as well. The pastor was really good. The other nuns that were there were really incredible as well. Great side characters. But seeing Sydney go from like, the Euphoria stuff and go from like her role as reality. I know that not everyone's like thinks that she's a great actress, but I think she did a great job of like really going up. I know.
The part where she's freaking the fuck out in the bathroom, like where they're
yes,
and it's like an internal. Yes, I never ever been happier. Like she's an incredible actress.
I think about that shit to this day. She does her thing. Okay,
oh my God.
I don't know what people like define as good actress, but she did a great job, honestly. And
yeah,
it was a fun movie to see. I was the only like I went to see it as part of like their big promo because apparently they sold like 666 million within their first debut, which I'm just like,
that's so crazy.
I don't have no way to confirm that, but I believe it as well. I'm sure a lot of people came out to see it, and I think that it was really good. The theater wasn't like packed, but I think that's just a sign of the times. Yeah, it's not necessarily her, but I enjoyed it. I was glad. I think you should check it out. I'm definitely going to see Late Night. Sure. So I'm really happy for this overall. We mentioned it before, but there's going to be a really big wave of horror this year, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be like just
and it's really good shit too. Oh, by the way, I think Late Night with the Devil comes out like sometime like this week on Shudder.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, man, that's why I was like, I need to go see it in theaters, but also I might as well just wait till it comes out,
Yeah. Oh, does that mean you have to get Shudder?
Yes. I know. I'm not against having Shudder. I'm really not. I just like
I get it.
I just don't know if I can have like straight up having horror 24/7 when I go to your house and it's just like horror on the TV. I'm like, man, are we fucked in the head or what?
I feel bad sometimes because it's like people come over. Oh my God, I had this one day where like I can't remember what it was, but I was having like a hot pot night, and then a bunch of people had come over, and I just had like literally, what movie was playing?
I feel like you told me at the time, but it was just something.
It was so funny. It was literally somebody like getting fucking like horribly eviscerated, and everybody like I noticed everybody was just kind of like eyeballing the TV, and I was like, oh, is there an elephant in the room?
Is this weird? My
it's
bad.
literally just the screaming coming from the next room. I'm so sorry. I'm like used to it at this point because even when I'm not watching horror movies, Char knows my favorite thing is to watch gamers play like horror games on YouTube. So I come home, the first thing I do, like I'm literally like a dog, I have to have the TV on.
No, same, literally. It's too damn quiet.
Right. So the first thing I do is come home, turn like a horror game, like horror gameplay on the TV, and then I'll like go about my business. And then later on, I'll come in, put a movie on.
It's really scary all hours around here. I mean, I don't judge. I'm like literally, I've been watching Hannibal for the past 3 weeks. So I'm just watching like cannibalism all the time. I actually love it. It's interesting because the show like kind of pivots from the actual movies in that it ends up being more of like, man, I don't even know how to explain it without like spoiling too much. But basically, Hannibal's not really consulting on cases as much as we've come to know him. And I know it was a big departure to have Mads Mikkelsen playing the role after Anthony Hopkins like blew out of the water. But I think he does a great job. Though. Absolutely. He crushes it. It's so just like, I said it last time, but I can't believe I haven't been watching it sooner. Like the food is beautiful. The food art is beautiful. The characters, the dialogue.
It's like people meet.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. I swear to God, I'm about to like get the cookbook and be like, all right, let's get into it.
No,
you know,
I'm joking. That is not a call to action.
You know, it's weird that I'm like watching that show and reading Tender is the Flesh. I'm just like, man, it's just humans getting eaten up everywhere around for me right now. But
I'm so happy Char's reading that. That's like my well, I will say my favorite book is Parable of the Sower to this day.
Yeah,
that's an incredible book.
That was a good time.
I'm
thinking about rereading it actually.
I've thought about it. And what?
And Severance as well. I know I would say that, but those two just came out together.
I think I need to reread Severance because I don't think I mean, honestly, I really did enjoy it, but I think that I probably would understand it a little bit more the second time around.
Probably.
And especially after all the like
post-pandemic.
Right.
Christ,
because when we read it was prior to that.
Yeah, I know. So now it's like,
shit.
Let's really get into it. Get into it.
But other than those books, my other favorite book is Tender is the Flesh, which is a short and really easy read by a woman author. I can't remember her name now.
Actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
I think she's like Argentinian or something.
Yeah,
a really good book, and
sense,
basically the entire book is about like livestock like develop a disease that makes them unfit for human consumption, so human beings start picking and choosing certain human beings for being appropriate for consumption, basically.
And this it's not even just like about that, it's about like the world people live in where that's just the thing, you know, like they have commercials being like, I eat special meat, and I should have known. I mean, I guess that in real life it's a thing, but like there's a character who's like a female butcher in the book, and she's very like good at her role, and she's like you know, this very clinical, strategic person, I thought it was very cool to hear about their interactions. And I'm kind of like thinking now, like, how many female butchers do I know? God, I'm like just blowing through this conversation. Help! Female bitching, help! Please. No, but it's actually, at first I was like, I'm not sure I like this, but now I'm reading it. I'm like, no, it is pretty good. It's interesting. And like, it's a world. It's a world you get into and you're like, man. And also thinking about how easily, especially after COVID again, being like, man, what if, I don't know, shit could just get really crazy really fast. So I'm nervous I have been reading other people's opinions about it, and people say like, oh, the ending really like messes you up. It's really
the
big
ending
twist.
was actually a really
nervous.
good, like they did a good job, and I'm really crazy about an ending. Like I
need a good ending.
It'll make
doesn't
or break
have to
it
be
for
happy,
me.
but it needs to be done correctly.
Exactly,
or I'm gonna lose my shit.
They did a really good job.
Man.
Like, yeah,
1984's ending really had me like.
I actually never read that book.
You really should. Well, I don't know if you should. It really fucked me up for weeks. Really? Honestly, yeah, I was really like, this world is so evil and pointless.
Shit. I started
heavy.
We're kind of going all over with this pod, but that was the point. Right? It's our drunk pod. We're tipsy. We're feeling ourselves.
Yes, we'll just get into it.
Not literally, but oh Jesus, what was I talking about? Oh, I started reading. It's called The Slob, and that's like one of those extreme horror books that people always suggest.
Really? Okay.
So usually, like when people are like, "Oh, these books were so disturbing to me,"
that's something whack.
Tender as the Flesh is always on there. The Slob is always on there, and then there's
some more.
Usually people will mention, what's that one that I was reading and I told you don't ever read it because it sucked so bad. I'm so sorry for saying that, but it was.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it, but it was about this couple that meets like online, and the idea is really cool, but it was about this couple that like meets online and they develop like an online relationship, and one of them is like an extreme dom, so they try to like tell the other one like, you have to do this today, this and this today, and like they just make them do like more and more fucked up shit, but the actual story, there's like no story. It's just that. Yeah,
girl, everybody thinks they can make it pop, and it's just like, please.
It's a cool concept, like to take that and go somewhere with it, but they didn't go anywhere with it. So it's kind of like, okay, I can't remember what it was called.
That happens sometimes. I feel like people were like big up the Silent Patient for so long, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so cool. But then I don't know, I feel like I saw everything coming. Basically, it just was not executed well.
Shit, that sucks.
It was just kind of like slapped together the ending. So I definitely feel like book talk and stuff like that really just like, I don't know, they're just kind of like overhyping the wrong things. Like you really have to dig deep to find that. But I feel you. I definitely have also been like, what are the most scary books you've ever read? And I've like been making notes and everything. Yeah. So we have to go into it sometime.
Well, book talk was the thing that made me read Colleen Hoover, and now I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
We hate co-hosts. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not a Colleen Hoover girly. I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's like really like working really hard or whatever the fuck. But I was
she fills a niche for people for sure. But
absolutely, she has a big following. People love her. I only read the one book. I didn't like it.
Yeah, we read Verity.
Yeah, was not a fan. Oh, that's true. You read it too.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad book, but I was kind of like, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be for sure.
It was more like 50 Shades of Grey with like a little bit of like horror.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
We should start a book club, a horror book club for real.
That would be so fun.
That'd be so fun. If y'all are interested,
oh my gosh,
we could read. Let's talk about books.
Yeah, we still need to. That'd be super fun.
We still need to. Well, I guess you started, and I don't know if you finished. I can never say the title right, but A Southern Girl's Guide to Slaying Vampires or something like that. And Final Girls.
Yeah, I never finished it.
I know. No, it's good. I have them now. So, it's an ebook, so we can read them together if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I started it and I loved it, but I just had trouble getting through it for some. I literally had like maybe like 50 pages left or something.
Oh wow.
Southern, 50 to 100 pages or just something like that. I don't know. But it was a Southern Guide to Slaying. I can't remember, something Guide to Slaying Vampires, but it was Grady Hendrix.
Yes.
And then he also has the one, which I actually really want to read, My Best Friend's Exorcism.
I saw that too.
That one's supposed to be really good.
I heard good things.
And then I like read the first page of like Final Girl Support Group. I just never finished. I never like went in. I think I was
like, please don't read it without me.
Well, also my library, like it was like way past like its due date. So I had to bring it back.
They're like killing people behind that now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They're showing up to your house with a
literally, yes.
Yeah, I want to read. I really want to read. I will finish A Southern Guide to Slaying Guide to Slaying Vampires.
I never get it right. Literally never. So don't.
Yeah, I want to, but I do really want to read My Best Friend's Exorcism. Yeah, it's supposed to be like really good.
Are you a big fan of like horror books? Like, do you enjoy reading horror versus watching it?
I do. But I will admit, and I hate to say this because I don't want to discourage anybody from like writing. Like I think that's something that's really, really great. And I think
Absolutely.
that even as far as like game developers, as far as like filmmakers, like
Yeah.
indie like shit is sometimes some of the best and most profound and moving stuff that you can read or
Yes.
consume really.
Yes.
But I feel like a lot of those like horror books, and horror is a very specific genre for stuff like this.
Yeah, especially in
written
books.
by like people that are like indie, like, you know, kind of like on the come up. I feel like it can get so bad. Like,
Yeah,
it can
for
be
sure.
so cringe and just be
Yeah.
so rough and so hard to read.
Yeah, it can
Just-
get hokey.
Well, because people I feel like are, and this would probably happen if I tried to write something like that, trying too hard to get a rise out of you,
No, yeah,
and there's
for
no
sure.
message, and it's like,
Yeah. It's also such a different concept,
Yeah.
a different medium. Like when you're doing horror movies, you can like choose the right music, you can choose the right
Right.
actors versus a
Right.
book. You have to really like, what can I say or what can
lay it
I
on
like
thick.
do that can make someone scared?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I don't know. I don't read horror books, but not because I don't want to. Hi, Cookie. My other little cat. She's very much the scaredy cat, but she
Hi,
came to say
honey.
hi. I read like thrillers because I can enjoy those. I love the mystery and
Right.
trying to be like, what's happening? What's gonna happen next? I'll like
Yeah.
be speeding through the pages, like I know it's coming.
Yeah.
But reading like genuine scary horror novels, I'm always like, I don't know. I don't know if they can like you said, get that rise out of me versus like a horror movie where like, God, just turning it on, I'm like, oh no, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen next?
Well, I
But
feel like Tenor is the Flesh did a really good job of
they did.
like making it scary without being like over the top. Like, I mean,
Yes.
it's over the top, but it's like the story doesn't focus on, and we were talking about that. The story doesn't focus on the horrible shit going on
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be normalized.
Yeah.
So it's basically
exactly,
like
yeah.
matter of factly
Ugh.
happening. He's like, yeah, this shit is going on and this is what's
Yeah.
happening.
I'm
And
going to work.
it's all this
and
really terrible stuff,
doing my
but it's just
job.
like his job.
Yeah, and it's just like awful. And it's
Yeah.
actually funny in that book how like the normal people are like the really scariest part. They're the villains, like
Yeah.
all his bosses and shit. I'm just like, y'all
The
are
leather
gross
guy.
and weird. Yes,
There's like a
yes,
guy
the-
who sells leather, and he's like, it's obviously it's human leather. but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like, oh, it's so
God,
horrible
yeah. And the way that
evil.
he's like trying to sell it to people, and it's like, this is all fucked. Why is
Yeah.
nobody screaming right now?
Yeah, like
It's
literally
honestly
just
insane.
screaming.
It's insane, but I've been enjoying it. So
Yeah,
definitely good read.
it's a good book. Definitely good social commentary, whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
I'm sure that in a couple of years someone will pick it up and be like, "Oh, let's make it into a movie." But it's probably just so like the concept is so wild now.
Oh, that'd be
they
so
couldn't get into
disturbing.
It would be. It would be
Oh my
wild.
god.
It would be. And sometimes I feel like people always said none of the 1984 movies were good. It's hard to like take a really messed up book and turn it into a movie. Honestly,
Well,
It
there's
can
some
be.
things that you can only explain. Like there's something. It's just like how you were saying. Like for movies, like they have the music, the acting, all that
Yeah.
stuff. But it's also the same way around with like a book. Like
Absolutely.
for a book, you can spend like 3 pages describing one like still
Yes.
scene basically. And in a movie, you only have so much to like be able to do that.
Yeah.
And then also you can only draw someone's eye to like certain thing. Like, yeah, you can totally close up on something, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just completely different nuances.
It
as
really
far
is.
as like, you know, writing.
It
and
really
stuff.
is. There's definitely like I can appreciate like a really good horror book and I can appreciate a really good horror movie separate.
Yeah.
I would love to know. I guess we should, maybe for another episode we can like find some really good adaptations and be like, this came out really well.
That'd be sick.
I guess that's kind of like
Ooh.
all Stephen King does. So we can have a
Yeah.
Stephen King episode at some point.
Ooh, we need to do. Oh my god, I just made a horrible face. We need
It's
to do
okay.
a Stephen King episode for
we
sure.
do. We do. Only reason why I haven't suggested it earlier is because I really haven't consumed that much of his. Well, I guess
Well, you might
by
be
proxy.
surprised.
Yeah, by proxy
Yeah.
and by nature of what we do, I have. But
Right, because
the
some
most
of his
recent one I can
stuff.
think of is like it. You know.
Right. Well, I mean, they have the new ones and the old stuff,
Yeah.
and then The Shining.
Yeah.
And then
that's true.
There
I
is
love The Shining.
Thinner is actually like a pretty popular one by him. It's not my favorite, but
Okay.
it's a decent one. Langoliers. I'm not going to get into it because we're going to actually
Oh,
like probably have an
man.
episode. That one's a
Yeah.
horrible movie. I don't like the movie, but anyway.
Really?
Some people
Controversial.
do. My brother liked
kidding.
it. I thought the movie was really bad, but it's just dated. But
Okay.
you know, it is what it is.
I'm gonna check it
Cujo.
out. Yeah, I've heard of
There's a
Cujo,
lot of ones,
obviously. Yeah.
Cujo's a good one.
That's a good one for sure.
Thank you guys for just like chilling with us and like
Yeah.
hanging out. Like,
Yeah, we're all
Next
coming
week.
down, having a good time.
yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for chilling with us. We made it home safe.
Next
So-
week we're doing our little like I think it's our
420?
420 episode.
Next week
so
is 420.
if you
Blaze
have
it.
any suggestions for any horror, any 420 related horror movies,
Yeah.
send them to terrortakeoverpod@gmail.com. We are going to check that out and see it.
Yes.
Otherwise, what were the ones we were thinking of looking at?
So there actually is like a 420 massacre movie that is like very classic. Gotta watch that. And I thought it would be funny to watch Reefer Madness just
Reefer Madness,
because
that's the one.
it's, I guess, the dangers of the devil's lettuce. So, and also feel free to send us your scariest weed stories. We've all had time we got too high and just freak the fuck out.
And got paranoid. Oh, yes, please do.
Please. That one meme where the guys are just looking at the window.
Yes.
That has been us. What are y'all doing? Chilling, bro.
Please send us that. We will read it.
Yes, we will laugh our asses off
if you want.
So,
other than that, you guys have a great night. We are gonna go to sleep or maybe play some Fortnite. So,
oh yeah,
bye.
Bye.